Going into week 12, we had 9 teams that could still make the playoffs. Unfortunately, all of the 3 cusp teams this week lost, which means that our playoff teams are already decided.
It is decided. It is decided.
So instead, let's recap the season for those that are headed to the losers bracket. Marion auto-drafted. He got 2 Denver wide receivers together, as well as 2 Atlanta Falcons. Who knew at the time that the Falcons would be one of the top offenses in the league? Julio Jones was really boom and bust this year, but overall he's still the 3rd ranked wide receiver, which is not bad for a number 3 pick. Marion had some injury issues for sure. He had Decker out and Jonathan Stewart was gone for a while. Alshon's PED suspension also didn't help. Marion did, however, get some late round value during his draft, with round 9 going Fitzgerald, 10 going Gore, 13 Snead, and 14 Theo Riddick, so the computer did a good job for him. Marion had one bad beat, and that was in week 5 where he scored 114 points but still lost. His score week to week varied wildly, ranging from 147.8 points to 46.3 points, and this Jekyll and Hyde scoring cost him on more weeks than it didn't. Gore was his only dependable player and a great prospective keeper in the 8th round next year. Austin's first pick was a bust through and through. Keenan Allen also went down right away, which meant that Austin's 2 out of his top 3 picks ended up being dead weight. Forte and Olsen did do well for him, and either could be a decent keeper. Austin had a huge week 2 against me and started to hit his stride midway through the season, but even in week 8 when he had the 3rd highest score, he still drew a loss. He takes home $10 for his big week 2. Tori's probably the most happy that the season's coming to an end. Her 1st and 2nd round picks have been injured for the majority of the season. Additionally, Edelman, her 3rd pick, has been a huge bust this year. She used D'Angelo Williams to get a few early wins and got great value out of her number 9 pick, Crabtree. She also drafted Ajayi, but after he fumbled in some early weeks, she dropped him. That could have been an amazing keeper for her, but instead it seems like Crabtree in the 8th round is her best choice. Tori never suffered a bad beat this year. She won every week where she managed to score 85 points. So it wasn't all bad luck, but then again, she had the least points for in 6 of the 12 weeks. Despite having some love-hate drama with the kicking net, David's first pick lived up to his ranking. Dez was a bust until recently, and Eddie Lacy's been hanging out with Pablo Sandoval too much. There was the infamous trade with the commish that soured quickly as Langford was taken out for most of the season. While David never had any breakout weeks, he did put up respectable numbers in all but 4 weeks of the season. Michael Thomas in the 8th round seems to be his clear choice as being David's keeper for next year. Because these team seasons are over, there's only one game really of consequence this week, and that's a head-to-head matchup between Ray and Eric. The winner of that game is going to have the 2 seed and a 1st round bye. Trent could sneak in and steal it from them, but he'd need a win and to outscore them by 60 points because of his low points for.